What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the two new heroes coming this Friday in A Miracle Wishes. We have Betelgeuz, the legendary hero, and Ryan, the epic one. We are also going to talk about one or two new things that we have because we received the patch note preview today, so it's important to talk about that. And also for players who don't know about that, my promo code changed, so if you want to still benefit from the 5% extra cashback using my code, then it's not AhkTaar 5 anymore, it's just AhkTaar. So let's begin the video. So here we are with Betelgeuse, so let's talk about the hero. First of all, this is a Forester hero and we need Forester heroes, okay? For the faction Abyss, we have some interesting one, but we are lacking some good heroes, especially DPS heroes. So this is a defense unit and with the Force Mark. He's gonna deal some damage based on his defense and protect your heroes, and he is mostly designed for PvP if you want to know, because he has a mechanic to steal buffs from enemies, and so maybe he can be interesting for PvP, but for PvE I think he can be interesting too, but some other heroes already does the same. For example, here on the basic attack, he's gonna deal some defense damage to a single enemy. He's gonna transfer one layer of random buff from himself to the target and steal one layer of buff at random from the target to himself. So it's interesting in a PvP manner, but it's a basic attack, and normally this is a defense type unit, buffing your heroes on the two active skills, so you won't ever use the basic attack, or that means you have to stay alive long during a lot of time in the battle. So I'm not sure about the efficiency of that basic attack though, but it's still interesting to have a removal on the basic attack. But if you have to pick a hero to remove buffs on the basic attack, you have Allahan. Allahan with some exclusive can remove the entire buffs of the target using the basic attack, so Allahan for that is better. But let's talk about other stuff around this hero. First active skill, Forester support. He's gonna cleanse one layer of a random debuff from all allies, so a cleanse is interesting, but it's only one debuff. But then he's gonna increase your attack by 40% and your defense by 60%. The defense up here is interesting in terms of faction Abyss. In terms of PvP, enemies can remove your buff super easy, especially if they are playing Lydia or Ben Austin, so it doesn't really matter to have a defense buff in PvP. The attack buff can help you deal a lot of damage if you are playing him before your DPS, so they can deal more damage. And also in the faction Abyss, I don't think we have in this faction an attack buff, so he is interesting for that. 40% more attack on your Veronica or on your Ogradis for people who have Ogradis. It's gonna be interesting to deal way more damage. On the passive here, when he takes basic attack or skill damage, he has a chance to steal one layer of random buff from the attacker, so it's interesting. One more time, if you already have Lydia exclusive 2, I think, if I remember correctly, then if she start the fight using the ultimate, you are passively gonna remove all the buffs from the enemy, so it's way better. But it's not a limited hero, one more time, and you can use that in another team, for example in 3v3 or in championship, and then it's gonna have a sense. Also, it is not affected by effect hit or effect resistance, and for every 5 times he takes an attack, then he's gonna heal all your heroes based on his own max HP, and this is a passive heal, and we love that. So in fact that's a pretty good passive for PvP. And also for PvE, a passive heal is great. An attack buff here, defense buff for PvE, for the faction Abyss especially, it's interesting. On the ultimate, he's gonna increase his own max HP by 50% for 2 turns. That's interesting. He's gonna be more tanky, but why not increasing the max HP of all heroes? I mean, he deals no damage based on his max HP, he's just gonna be more tanky, and this is a tank, so he's gonna be more tanky than other heroes, and if he dies, then that means your other heroes are already dead, so I don't understand that. In my opinion, he should get even more defense increase, but yeah, that's the way he is designed. After that, he's gonna deal 2 stages of death damage to all enemies. The first stage is gonna remove 1 layer of a random buff from all enemies, and the second one is gonna provoke them. The provoke can be interesting in terms of PvE against the waves. In terms of PvP, it's a control, and you know that today you have Pauline in front of you, and you are gonna increase the turn meter of all enemies if you're provoking them, and the provoke is an interesting feature, but you have way better in terms of controls, so it's a bit weak. Tell me what do you think about that in the comment below. I'm curious to get your opinion about that. Let's talk about the exclusives. The first one, after the second stage on the ultimate here, deals damage. He has a chance to lower all enemies attack by 40% for 2 turns. This is really interesting. In terms of support hero in the faction Abyss, defense up 60%, attack up 40%, attack down 40%. So if you have the first active skill, then it's gonna be really interesting. But now I want to talk about something else before continuing talking about the exclusives, okay? I have to show you something. Do you remember that hero from the Foresters? He is a defense type unit from with the force mark, and he is doing almost the same. If you have a look, he has 2 different forms, but if you have exclusives on him, then he's gonna target all enemies instead on specific skills. For example, here he's gonna increase the defense of all your heroes by 60% and then deal some damage to the target, and then on that skill he's gonna remove all the buffs from one enemy and deal a lot of damage and apply a block buff for 2 turns. And here on the basic attack he's gonna deal a crazy amount of defense damage, and also he's gonna reduce the attack of the targets. So it's pretty similar, right? In terms of PvE, I think both are great, but the advantage of Betelgeuse is that he can increase the attack of your team. Here, it's not the case on Wheel. So in terms of Faction Abyss, Betelgeuse is a bit better than Wheel. But in terms of PvP, Wheel here is immune to Silence, Horrify and Provoke, and you can't increase the cooldown of his skills, so it's really interesting when you fight against Ben Austin or Ina. And also when he's gonna get a shield, and when he has a shield, normally with some exclusive, he is immune to crits and dot damage, so it's really interesting. It's a great hero, but this is not the matter of today. I just wanted to compare both the heroes because they are a bit similar, okay? Betelgeuse is just doing a bit more stuff to remove buffs on enemies and the attack buff, but both are great, okay? So let's continue talking about Betelgeuse. Second exclusive, if Welfare, here the passive fails to steal any buff, he's gonna have a chance to counterattack the attacker, and if he steal the buff successfully, he's gonna refresh the duration of the stolen buff, and he's gonna have a chance to counterattack the target. You don't need effect hit and effect resistance for that to steal the buff, and you cannot stack the counterattack with the buff counterattack. This is a bit sad. Why developers don't allow heroes to counterattack twice? I mean, we have a Sigmund who can do that, and it's really interesting. It could be nice, because Catherine today, you have so many heroes with a counterattack. Catherine is a bit useless in some ways, so I don't know. And finally, level 3 exclusive, when the passive here is healing heroes, it's also gonna grant a shield by 20% of his max HP to all your heroes, and he's gonna have a unique buff on him for 2 turns, increasing his basic attack. He's a bit selfish, right? Okay, basic attack, self HP increase. It could be way better to increase the HP of all heroes, etc. But the shield is interesting too. Wheel doesn't provide any shield to your team, so in terms of survivability in Faction Abyss, he is better than Wheel. In terms of PvP, I think he is also close, but better than Wheel. It's gonna depend on the coefficient of damage on the skills. Tell me what you think about the hero. I think he's mainly designed for PvP, but he has an impact in PvE on the Faction Abyss, so he is a good hero, I would say. Now let's talk about the other one. Let's talk about the epic one, Ryan. He is a hero from the Dragon Tribe, an attacker with the Force mark. Okay, this is a damage dealer, and we don't have the coefficient, so it's gonna be hard to know if the hero is gonna be good or not. But let's have a look to the skills. Basic attack, deal damage to a single enemy. Okay, no more details here. First active skill, when he enters a second form, Impulse, he's gonna get an extra turn directly. Okay, so maybe he's gonna transform on using that skill. Passive here, he has more leech. Okay, really simple to understand that hero. And ultimate deals 2 stages of attack damage to a single enemy and with more crit damage. Why not? Really weak for now on the skills. As only single target hero, maybe he's gonna deal a lot of damage, who knows. Basic exclusive one, when he enters or exits in pulse mode, he's gonna get 20% more attack for 2 turns. 20 wiped only 20%. If he is a direct damage dealer, even if it's an epic hero, he deserves to have a 40%. Exclusive 2, when Ryan is in Impulse mode, he gains 15% more mastery. If he is not in Impulse mode, restores HP by 5% of self-max HP at the end of his turn. Is it correct? Why should he get more mastery? He is a direct damage dealer. He has no single dot. I don't understand that. I think there is an error here. Okay, and level 3, after weakness combo, the ultimate here ends, cast throw dagger, the basic attack, on the same target for once, and each stage of the basic each stage of what? Frenzied combo? What is frenzied combo? It doesn't exist here. So it's another extra attack, I think, inflicts extra damage, deals extra 20% attack damage for every 1 layer of bleed owned by the target. This extra damage is considered as bleed damage? What the hell is that? He is not a bleeder. He is not a bleeder. He has no single bleed on the skills, and he deals bleed damage on heroes that have bleed on them. So that means you are forced to play that hero with another bleeder, and in the faction you have what, only Natalie capable of putting bleeds on the target? And Natalie is not a great hero, so what is the point about that? Tell me what you think about that hero, but I think he is a bad design, or maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. We will have to wait and see the coefficient. So now let's talk about other stuff. Just a simple resume. So that hero seems pretty weak, only single target hero with weird exclusive, because he's gonna get 20% more attack and some mastery, but he is not a daughter, and deals some extra damage based on the layers of bleed on the targets, but he's not a bleeder. And the other one, Betelgeuz, is interesting for both PvP and faction abyss. In PvP, he can remove a lot of buffs on the enemy passively. He can heal passively your heroes by taking some attacks, and he can increase the defense, the attack of your heroes, and also lower the attack of enemies and counter-attack enemies, and grants a shield if you have the third exclusive. So he is interesting for also the faction abyss. And now let's talk about things written in the patch note, because it's really bad in my opinion. You're gonna go back home here. So in the patch note here, from August 17th to August 28th, you are gonna have a rate up banner for the stamp systems. You are gonna have the Sunbeam Strike stamp in banner here, but we don't have any information about the stamps for now, so we are gonna have to wait this Thursday to have more details and to know what Sunbeam Strike is gonna do. Then something else. This Thursday we are gonna have the stamp system added to the game. In order to unlock the stamp system, you're gonna have to clear the campaign stage 5-10 in common mode, and you can equip only one stamp on one hero at once. And the bad news, you are gonna be able to get some stamp runes to summon stamps through the Broken Land. This is the guild versus environment. From the market here, probably the same price as Excellent Wishes with gems, and yeah, from the shop. So I had some hope that they wouldn't add stamp runes to the shop, but it's not gonna be the case. So forget what I said about the conversion system to convert Excellent Wishes to stamp runes, because it doesn't really matter. In fact, if people can buy them through the shop, then it doesn't really matter to have a conversion system. I mean, if you want to convert your Excellent Wishes to stamp runes, it's your choice. I was reticent to that system because it's really pay to win, okay? And but if there is something that you can buy directly through the shop, then it's better to have the conversion system, because because players are gonna buy them directly. But maybe if you want to have to convert some wishes for acquired for free for some stamps, then it's your choice. And here people are still gonna buy some directly through the shop, so it doesn't really matter to remove that conversion system, right? Tell me what you think about that in the comment below, but I think this is really really bad. I wasn't expecting to have another thing here. We already have the runes here, and we know that all the Krakens are buying them, and they already have a big advantage over you, because they already have all the stuff in the game, all the sanctuary, all the auras on the heroes, and so today we can't beat them. So now they are gonna have another thing here, and it's gonna be even harder to beat them. And maybe some low spenders are gonna buy some to get an advantage. I don't know, maybe it's gonna change some things in the game. You are gonna struggle more to beat people in championship, for example, in 3v3 in classic arena. So yeah, it's more pay to win, and the game is designed like that. It's a pay to win game, so that's the game. So I feel bad about that news, but yeah, it was 100% sure they would add that to the game. Tell me what you think about everything in the comment below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye bye.